And in today's video, we're going to be discussing the ending of a partnership between SpaceX and NASA. So, without further ado, let's begin. NASA and SpaceX have worked together since 2006 on a human spaceflight mission. In just a few weeks, the historic event will be taking place here. Some of that work has already been accomplished. However, NASA has awarded SpaceX with several contracts over the last 2 decades. One of those contracts was to develop a spacecraft called the Dragon spacecraft to transport cargo to the International Space Station under NASA's Commercial Crew Program. Additionally, NASA gave a total of $4.8 billion to SpaceX for the development of a competing spacecraft called Starliner. For this, NASA has awarded more than $3.1 billion to SpaceX. However, SpaceX has remained a young company since it's never faced any financial pressure. In January of 2021, SpaceX had counted a total of over 9,500 employees, which is widely reported that SpaceX made a revenue of $2 billion in 2018, in which Musk owned about 54% of the company and held 78% of voting control. And for a long time dreamt of the Mars exploration. Musk has publicly talked about such ventures like building a greenhouse on Mars and, more ambitiously, establishing an entire Mars colony. Now the rumor is that Musk is planning to end SpaceX's partnership with NASA, which accounts for 43 to 48% share of SpaceX's revenue. But you might be thinking that despite ongoing super-duper future plans, why does Musk even want to do that? Well, there's a couple of reasons. So, it all started when the US space agency NASA was expected to pick 2 lunar lander prototypes, including one of Blue Origin's, but there was some funding cuts from the US Congress, which led to the heads of NASA having to select SpaceX over Blue Origin. And due to the unexpected results, Bezos wrote an open letter to NASA Administrator Bill Nelson by saying that his company would close the US space agency's near-term budgetary shortfall and produce a safe and sustainable lander that will return Americans to the surface of the moon and ask them for a second time to stay. In spite of that, NASA's president stayed in line with their decisions, so Jeff Bezos' space company Blue Origin sued NASA for picking Elon Musk's SpaceX for its enormous $2.9 billion lunar program. And after that lawsuit, the US space agency put SpaceX's contract on hold for the second time, which it somehow created an ignition in Musk's mind because of his dreams of getting Mars colonized, which created a spark in Musk's mind because his dreams of getting Mars colonized were being delayed. And as said before, NASA will help Musk's SpaceX in getting to Mars before 2050, and due to Bezos, he's getting delayed in pursuing those dreams. Another reason Musk wants to end the partnership with NASA is due to the fact that SpaceX is delaying and testing with the launch of Starship because of the collaboration with NASA. This week, Elon Musk announced that his company intends to launch its futuristic, bullet-shaped Starship into orbit in January, but is not counting on success. He said that there's a lot of risks associated with the first launch, so I wouldn't say that it's likely to be successful, but we'll make a lot of progress. He added that he's confident that Starship's launch for the first time on top of the Mega Booster will successfully reach orbit sometime in 2022. And after dozens of Starship orbital test flights next year, SpaceX then would start launching valuable satellites and other payloads to orbit on Starships in 2023. However, NASA has contracted with SpaceX to use Starship for delivering astronauts to the lunar surface as early as 2025. And Musk plans to use the reusable ships to eventually land people on Mars, which makes his dream a little late to be achieved. The shiny, stainless steel, unreal-looking Starship and its first-stage booster, called the Super Heavy, will be the biggest rocket ever to fly, standing 394 feet of liftoff thrust, which sounds a little too normal, but as Musk tweeted, it will be more than double NASA's Saturn V rockets that carried astronauts to the moon a half-century ago. The Super Heavy has yet to soar. A full-scale Starship model will fly in May to an altitude of more than 6 miles before successfully landing back at SpaceX complex near Texas' southernmost tip. The Starship and Super Heavy for the first orbital test flight have both been completed, according to Musk. In addition, the launch pad and tower testing was successfully completed last week. A launch in January or February would be the latest if the Federal Aviation Administration completes its review by the end of the year. However, figuratively speaking, SpaceX has been covered by about 90% of the development costs of Starship, and NASA has covered the rest with its lunar lander contract. Nonetheless, he did not say how much he had spent. However, Musk plans to build multiple Starships in the near term. He envisions needing 1,000 of them to make life truly multiplanetary, which, again I might add, is his ultimate goal. He said something natural or man-made will eventually bring about the end of civilization, like a pandemic worse than COVID-19, which is continuously decreasing birth rates. Also nuclear Armageddon, or perhaps a direct hit by a killer comet like Dimorph. So, moving to Mars and elsewhere as quickly as possible is essential for preserving the light of consciousness. As well as these reasons, there's one more why Musk doesn't want to work with NASA anymore, and that is, Musk is regarded as the status quo in terms of technology and ideas when compared to other people. So, whenever he's on a project which includes NASA, he cannot present his ideas for them because his ideas are pretty unrealistic and unachievable, which we think is partially true because the man thinks on the next level and gets inspired by almost every sci-fi movie ever. But when it comes to the unrealistic, it doesn't fit Musk's size. It used to be believed that reusable rockets were nearly impossible, but Elon Musk made them. Not only that, but he also discovered the ways in which astronauts could make fuel on the Red Planet. Not only possible, but very easily and quickly to restart their trip. Moreover, he gave his ideas on growing food on red soil, and his belief that it could actually be done. As a result, the man has so much potential, but NASA did not let him do all the things he can do. But NASA wouldn't let him do all the things he knows he can do if he were to be acting due to his own restrictions. Despite this, the only thing stopping him from terminating the partnership was funds and permissions. So when he became so rich that in such a way he was able to end world hunger with just 2% of his total net worth, he no longer had to worry about that problem. It appears quite certain that he is going to clear the path to the Red Planet by removing all the obstacles that hindered him from achieving such a goal. Anyways, my question is, what's your opinion on Musk's decision to cancel his partnership with NASA? Is he walking the right path for his own good, or is he simply inviting future problems? Let us know all about it in the comment section below. And that's about it for today, guys, but we'll see you in the next one. And most importantly, if you do want to stay updated on every single topic related to Elon Musk, then you should consider subscribing to the channel and pressing that cute little bell icon. Until then, peace out.